You still working on your essay online?
No, I'm writing an email. I'm pretty much done though.
What's the email about?
I'm actually asking to switch my major.
Really? Why?
It kind of started earlier this year when I was like, community organizing would look really good in a grad school resume. And so I didn't really tell anybody at the time, but I actually did go to a collegiate democratic socialist meeting, and they were like, hey, our party planning chair just quit. Want to be the party planning chair? And I was like, sure, sounds easy. I pretty much just had to bring a box of Oreos and some fruit punch to every meeting. So then they made me the party planning chair, which was technically an executive position. But then all the other executives resigned after this throuple scandal, where basically it turned out the president, vice president, and president pro tempore were all in like a sexual relationship, like a really sexual relationship. But the vice president broke up with the president, and then they would only communicate to each other in meetings by whispering to the president pro tempore, who they were both totally still boning, by the way. And the president pro tempore had to walk back and forth between them and say to each what the other whispered. But then all the executives were so pissed off about it that they all resigned, and then started the throuple, leaving me the de facto president of the Collegiate Democratic Socialists. And that was just way too much pressure and really freaked me out, so I quit.
Why didn't you ever tell me this?
Because it all happened over the course of like 6 hours, and after it I just really wanted to put it all behind me. Anyways, then I was like, maybe I should do something that unleashes my creative side. And I saw a poster for the improv club, so I was like, why not? But then I go to practice and they're like, I'm going to hand you a ball and you have to choose what action you do with the ball, except it wasn't a real ball. It was a fake ball that they wanted me to pretend throw or stretch or squeeze or I don't know, but there was something absolutely perverted about it and I just needed to leave, so I did.
You just left in the middle of practice?
Yeah. And then I was like, maybe I'll do something that's kind of academic. And I did debate for a week in high school and I really liked it. So I was like, I'll do mock trial. And so I went to a meeting, but then I got kicked out due to perjury.
Perjury?
Yeah, perjury. Like I perjured.
No, I got that part, but how?
They said they needed someone to be one of the witnesses, but I just finished a stint with the improv troupe, so I was still in that make-believe mindset. Like I just really was into saying things that weren't true. And they told me to stop and stick to the witness script, but getting reprimanded made me kind of nervous, and I just ended up doubling down on the making up joke answers bit. But then they cut me off and told me I was going to jail for perjury and escorted me out.
Like, physically escorted?
Yes, physically. They had a pretend bailiff and, mock bailiff and everything. It was a whole song and dance. There was a second where I actually really did feel like I was going to jail. They were super serious about it, but they ended up just leaving me in the hallway and locking me out of the room. So that's the email so far.
You wrote all that down?
Yeah, I figured I would give some context as to why I want to switch.
Those are the reason you're switching majors?
Let me finish. So after bouncing from club to club, I was like, oh my god, of course I need to look at the bigger picture. If nothing's working out with all these clubs, it's probably like a way more fundamental problem. So I'm switching my major.
Are you sure that's it?
Probably. Look, I could be a chemist or like work in a zoo.